Hi guys, what's up? It's Chris and this is the Naked Hair Guy channel, and this week we're going to be looking at the one product that I think rules them all. If you haven't got it in your kit, you really need to get it. So stay tuned because I'm going to tell you why you need it and what you can do with it. I'll see you in a second. So the product we're going to be talking about is Converter by Affinage. Now, I've worked over the years with lots of different products, and this is the one product that I would say is a must-have, and I'm going to give you the tips and tricks that are going to help you to get the best out of it. So as hairdressers, we know that we have different products to use, and the main ones we've got is obviously bleach, which I have some bleaching videos, and then we have our permanent hair colour, we have Quasi colour, and we have semi colour. Now this is where things get a little bit confusing, because the word quasi is only really used in colleges. It's not really used out there in the world by hairdressers or by clients. So what exactly is a quasi? Well, a quasi colour lasts longer than a semi colour. However, it doesn't have any ammonia and it has a lower level of developer. So it will cover grey and it will last longer than a traditional semi colour will. So it's a great sort of infill. Now most of the major manufacturers will have their own range of quasi colour. It also gets called tone on tone, or if you're really old school, a demi colour, right? And it sits on the border. It doesn't quite penetrate into the cortex, but it doesn't sit on the cuticle. It sits just under the cuticle on the border of the cortex because it has a lower developer and it has no ammonia. So this has a massive variety of options for you to use it in your everyday clientele. So let's go through it, okay? So we have our converter. So what exactly is converter? So firstly, it's 2%, okay? Now there are other 2% on the market. However, what separates converter from other 2% is it has a mixture of ingredients that will stop the activation of the ammonia in permanent hair colour. So in layman's terms, what this basically means is you can mix converter with your permanent hair colour, which has ammonia, and the active ingredients in it will stop the action of that ammonia working, therefore turning your permanent hair colour into a tone on tone, demi, quasi, whatever you want to call it. So it sounds very complicated, but it's not. And like I said, a lot of other brands will have specific demi, tone on tone, quasi ranges. However, they tend to be very limited in their size, and also if you're a mobile hairdresser or in a small salon, you have to buy another stock and store it somewhere or carry it around with you. Whereas if you've got converter with you, all you have to do is carry the converter. Okay, so you're going to be using your converter instead of your normal activator. It's 1 part tint to 2 parts converter. Now, here's the first thing. You want to make sure that you thoroughly mix it together with your chosen colour. There'll be no lift, remember this, it's deposit only. And you want to leave it to a stand for a minimum of 5 minutes. Now, I leave it 10. You say 5 minutes to a hairdresser, it's like 30 seconds to a minute. You really have to leave it to stand. And the reason is the converter has to have time to stop the action of the ammonia in the permanent hair colour. Now, if you're using Affinage colour, obviously you've only got 0.2 to 0.9% ammonia in the colour. So we say 5 minutes. However, if you're using another colour, which may have higher levels of ammonia, again, you're going to want to leave it longer so the converter can work. One of the biggest problems is people mix it up and use it straight away. Therefore, it hasn't had time to stop the action of the ammonia, and they still get a level of lift on their first couple of sections. And then they moan that the converter doesn't work properly. Well, you're not leaving it to stand long enough. So at least 5 minutes, if not 10 or 15, depending on the level of ammonia in the product you're using. It's up to a 25-minute processing time, and it will cover up to 50% grey hair. Longevity of this obviously is going to vary massive. That depends on what the client's using, how often they're washing their hair, okay? But it does last longer than a semi-permanent. So what are the advantages? Well, there are massive advantages to using Converter. The first is it's great to use on new clients. So let's take a young 17-year-old who comes into the salon for the first time. She's been on Instagram and she's seen this bright red colour that she wants. She's adamant she wants to go red. Now, you know the chances of her wanting to stay red for 3-6 months is very limited. So what Converter will give you the opportunity to do is try out this colour. It's going to last longer than a semi-permanent, but it will gradually fade off. So if she comes in at a base sort of 6 and she looks at a bright red, obviously you can't lift, so you're going to have to stay on that 6. You pick the brightest red you've got, you mix it for the 1:2 mixing ratio, and you apply it for 25 minutes. She's going to get a nice vibrant red. There's no lift, there's very little damage to the hair as you do it, and it will gradually fade off. So if she doesn't like it, that's not a problem, it's going to fade off. If she does like it, when she returns after 4 to 6 weeks, you could make it into a permanent, or you could again just stick with this product. But the other thing is, when she's at home after 2 or 3 weeks, had you have used a permanent hair colour, she's now going to have a regrowth. She gets called up by her mates or wants to post a picture and she's got roots and she can't get to the salon, or she hasn't got the money for whatever reason, it stops her buying a box dye because the Converter gradually fades off. So it's a soft fade, which is going to blur that regrowth line. Therefore, when she looks in the mirror or anything like that, she's not going to see such a harsh line, and it's not going to tempt her into going and buying something that she really shouldn't. She might come back after 4 or 6 weeks and you keep doing the Converter, and then after 3-6 months she changes her mind. It's much easier to get the Converter out. Now, if you want the Converter to sort of totally come out very easily, put it on pre-washed towel dried hair. However, if you put it on dry hair, it's going to last that little bit longer, be that little bit brighter, but a little bit harder to get out the hair when you do want to remove it. So that's the first advantage to it. Okay, so the second advantage is refreshing people's ends. Now, this is a massive bugbear of mine, okay? I've owned salons, I've talked to a lot of stylists, I know they're in the same position as me. Clients come in and they book in for a regrowth. Okay, now I've seen clients walk in the door with a regrowth that's like that. Now, to me, that's not a regrowth. You're going to have to use a lot more product. To me, a regrowth is about that. Okay, they come in and then again, let's use a nice bright red because it's a good example. So they've had a nice bright red colour. They want the same again, so you mix up your normal bright red with 3 or 6% and you put it on the root. Now, then what happens obviously is reds noticeably fade more because they're reds, they're a bright colour. They're using probably wrong products at home, straightening irons, holidays, swimming, all the things. So the colour at the end will fade. No colour is not ever going to not fade. So you want to refresh those mid-lengths and ends. Now, what a lot of stylists do, and I've seen this, and rightly or wrongly, okay, is they'll wait for the last sort of 10 or 15 minutes and then they'll comb through what is on the root through to the ends. Now, there's a problem with this. Now, firstly, a lot of colour is deposited in the last 10 to 15 minutes, especially in the Affinage range. So you really don't want to be combing that colour off the root at probably the most important time for grey coverage, vibrancy, deposit and longevity. Okay. Now, other stylists mix up way too much colour. So they've got their colour on the root and then they've got half a bowl still left that they're going to comb through to the ends. Well, again, here's another problem. They've used either 3, 6, maybe even 9%, and you're going to bring that through those ends. Well, the ends are already your target colour. You simply want to deposit colour. If you're using 3, 6 or 9%, you're going to open the cuticle up and you're going to cause damage to the hair, which is going to cause more fade. So really all you want to do is use a product that deposits colour. And again, this is what Converter is ideal for. It's absolutely perfect. You put your root colour on, you wait, you then mix up and leave to stand your colour with Converter, and you put that through the ends for the last 5, 10, 15, up to 25 minutes, however much the hair has faded, and then you can wash the whole thing off together. And because you're mixing Converter with your permanent hair colour, you know you've got that colour in stock. It's not a problem of trying to maybe match a different sort of brand and go, oh, that's pretty close, it's a little bit lighter or it's got a bit more red in it, and so it will always match exactly. Third thing is obviously using your Converter with your toners, and again I've got toning videos that you can flick to if you'd like to. Right, so Converter is brilliant to use with a toner, whether you've lightened the hair with high lift, whether you've lightened it with bleach, however you've done it. Again, you've already lifted the hair, and all you simply want to do is have the strength of that toner to neutralise out your unwanted tone. Okay, again, mixing it with a toner with something like 3 or 6%, you may get a stronger result, and I'm not saying that in some instances I don't do it. However, in a lot of time, you don't want the damage, especially after something like bleach or lightening. So because this product doesn't have any lift to it, you're just going to get the tonal value. And also as well, if you're a little bit afraid of using toners, then because this is only 2%, it just slows it down and can give you longer to apply it and watch it. So like the video title has said, this is basically one product that rules them all. Now, I know there are other products on the market, okay, I'm not going to go into them, and there are a lot of other 2% developers on the market. But like I said, these don't have these active ingredients that stop the ammonia from lifting, whereas Converter does. So whether you're an Affinage user or another brand, this really is a very essential product, in my opinion, that should be in your kit. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been very short and sweet. Just remember, please, when you mix the Converter up, it's 1 part tint, 2 parts Converter, and leave it for at least 5 minutes and stir it thoroughly so it all mixes together. So stay safe, and I hope to see you soon.